Don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate all of your support. Enjoy the video. Teacher Talk in Sports here, and we're going to continue our series of MLB Mount Rushmores with the New York Mets, or as Apu likes to call them,
Watch the baseball match. The Nine Mets are my favorite squadron.
the Nine Mets. New York Mets have had a history spanning from 1962. That was their inaugural season. So next year will be 60 years as a MLB franchise. They've won 2 World Series in 1969 and 1986. So been 35 years since they've won the World Series. In these, I'm naming the 4 best players in franchise history, only looking at their time with the said team I'm doing as subjective lists. Feel free to leave in the comments who you might disagree with, who you would include in your Mount Rushmore. Let's get started. 4 best players in franchise history, in my opinion. First, we're starting with a current player. That is Jacob deGrom. deGrom made his debut on May 15th, 2014, spending his whole time with the Mets thus far. As you can see, some of his accolades already. 2-time Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, 4-time All-Star, and won an ERA title. If we scroll down to his stats, excuse me, in 8 seasons, he owns a 77-53 record. He's been a hard luck, no decision guy for so many starts in his career. 2.50 ERA, 1.011 WHIP. He won Rookie of the Year in 2014. Won Cy Young back-to-back in 2018 and 2019. Also finished 3rd in 2020. Despite missing half the year last year, he finished 9th, more than half the year, sorry. He finished 9th in Cy Young voting because his first 15 starts were historic. 1.08 ERA, 14.3 strikeouts per 9 innings, 13.27 strikeouts per walk. Just incredible. 0.55 WHIP. Through his career, he's only had 2 seasons with over a 3 ERA. 2018 led the NL with a 1.70 ERA, led the NL in strikeouts in 2019 and 2020. Just been an absolutely dominant starter in his career. Is 33 years old, did get a late start. Let's see how much longer he stays dominant, but he's been known as the best pitcher for a few years now. I had to include him on my Mets Mount Rushmore. Next, we got the Doctor. Doc Gooden made his debut on April 7th, 1984, and just took the baseball world by storm while with the New York Mets. These are some of his accolades: Rookie of the Year, Triple Crown, 4-time All-Star, 1-time World Series with the Mets, Silver Slugger ERA title. Much of his damage was done while with the Mets, who he pitched for from 1984 until 1994. So in those 11 seasons, he went 157-85 with a 3.10 ERA, 1,875 strikeouts, and a 1.17 WHIP, only giving up half a home run per 9 innings. That's absolutely incredible. As I said, took the baseball world by storm in his rookie year, won Rookie of the Year, finished 2nd in Cy Young voting, and the following year, one of the best seasons we've seen from a starter in 1985, when he went 24-4 with a 1.53 ERA and a 0.96 WHIP, 268 strikeouts, 16 complete games in 35 starts with 8 shutouts. Won Cy Young, finished 4th in MVP voting. Also had seasons finishing 4th, 5th, and 7th in Cy Young voting with the Mets. He had 6 seasons with at least 15 wins, 9 seasons reaching double-digit wins. He had 4 seasons with under a 3 ERA, including that historic 1985 season. Doc Gooden, part of the 1986 World Series winning team of the Mets. He is on the Mets Mount Rushmore. Next, we got probably the player that most know as the best player in franchise history. That is Tom Seaver. Seaver unfortunately passed away in 2020 on August 31st. Was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1992. Some of his accolades here: was a member of their first World Series team in 1969, won Rookie of the Year. Not all of his damage was done with the Mets, but the majority of it was. He played for them from 1967 to 1977 and then rejoined the team in 1983. In those 12 seasons, he went 198 and 124 with a 2.57 ERA, 171 complete games and 395 starts, 2,541 strikeouts, and a 1.08 whip. Much like Gooden, rarely gave up homers, 0.6 homers per 9 innings. Won Rookie of the Year in 1967, was named the NL Cy Young 3 times with the Mets. 1969, also the year they won the World Series. 1973 and 1975, also finished twice. Second, third, 5th, 7th, and 8th in Cy Young voting with the team. Black ink all over his page. Twice led the NL in wins with the Mets, 3 times ERA, complete games once, strikeouts 5 times, whip 3 times. So, among the league leaders so many times, just a dominant pitcher. While with the Mets, he had 9 seasons with the team with at least 16 wins, 4 seasons with at least 20 wins. Good reason why he's known as by most as the best player in franchise history, and obvious choice for the Mount Rushmore. And we are going to end the Mount Rushmore with a player who recently retired. He played his last game on September 29th, 2018. So not that recent, but 3 years ago. David Wright spent his whole career with the Mets, debuting on July 21st, 2004. Some of his accolades include 7-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove, 2-time Silver Slugger. Played for the team from 2004 to 2016, plus 2 games in 2018. Left on his terms by playing in those games. In 14 years, parts of 14 years, he had 296 with 867 OPS, 242 homers, 970 RBIs, 949 runs scored, 1,777 hits, 390 doubles, and 196 stolen bases. He honestly was on the fast track to the Hall of Fame. It looked like he, would go down in history as one of the best third basemen of all time. Unfortunately, you see, after his age 31 season, injuries just took over. Only played 38 games in 2015, 37 in 2016, and then 2 in 2018. Injuries just forced him out of action and, really slowed down the momentum of his career. But he was a 7-time All-Star that came over an 8-season span, only not making it in 2011. But he made from 2006 to 2010, 2012, and 2013. Best MVP finish was 4th in 2007. Also had 3 other top 10 finishes in MVP voting 6th, 7th, and 9th. Won back-to-back Gold Gloves and back-to-back Silver Sluggers in 2007 and 2008. Had 2 seasons with at least 30 homers. Had 6 seasons with at least 21 homers. Had 5 seasons of 100 RBIs or more. 2 seasons with over 100 runs. He batted over 305 straight years from 2005 to 2009, and then also in 2012 and 2013. David Wright, one of the best hitters in franchise history, and is actually the only hitter that I've included in my Mets Mount Rushmore. I'd have to go back, but I believe they might be the first team to have 3 pitchers. I don't necessarily recall. I could go back and check that and let you guys know. But yes, the Mets Mount Rushmore: Jacob deGrom, Dwight Gooden, Tom Seaver, and David Wright. There is one major honorable mention I need to include, and he was very tough to leave off. He's one of the most iconic figures in franchise history. Hit that memorable home run after 9/11. Is in the Hall of Fame as arguably the best offensive catcher of all time. That is Mike Piazza. It was hard leaving him off, but if you look at his stats, he was actually a better offensive player with the Dodgers, although he did a lot of damage with the Mets as well. And I believe he played 8 seasons with the Mets, which would be tied for the shortest with Jacob deGrom. Now, Jacob deGrom is one of the most dominant pitchers we've seen in, let's say, the past 20-25 years. So he had to be included. Piazza left off. I definitely wouldn't have a problem if you put him on your Mount Rushmore. I'm doing these strictly from their play from the field, on the field, but I realize if you name the 4 most iconic figures in Mets history, Piazza would likely be on. But I'm doing mine strictly with their time with the team and their play on the field. But other honorable mentions include Jerry Koosman, Darryl Strawberry, Carlos Beltran, Jose Reyes, and Keith Hernandez, who would also possibly be on most iconic figures, Gary Carter. They've had a lot of good players in their franchise history. Who would you include on your Mets Mount Rushmore? Let me know in the comments below. As subjective lists, fully agreed. I fully understand that some of you are going to disagree with mine. That's fine. I'm doing these daily, so tomorrow will be the New York Yankees, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.